What's up, everyone? It's your boy Sai. We're here at the Tech Convo Podcast, and with me here is my co-host, Chims, and we're also we're also hosting the Chief Technology and AI Officer at Probase here, Dr. Pooja Gupta. It's our pleasure to have you here at the Tech Convo Podcast.
Thanks.
I'm just going to ask her to introduce herself before she even says thank you. Okay. Please tell us more about yourself, Doctor.
All right. So, as he already mentioned, my name is Dr. Pooja Gupta. I've been in Zambia since plus minus 10 years now. So, I am working as IT consultant for Probase Group as Chief Technology and AI Officer. And as well as I'm working hand in hand with different ministries for tech innovation, digitalization. Like currently, I'm working with Ministry of Technology hand in hand for national AI strategy implementation.
Okay. So you guys think about how AI is incorporated in Zambia. Think about Dr. Good. Okay. Thank you so much for that interesting introduction. So how long exactly have you been with Probase?
Okay. I joined them in April 2025. So it's not so long as yet, but I can see Probase make changes, like they are doing a lot of innovations, and yeah.
Talk about making impact.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Doctor. So we're just going to dive straight into the first question that we have for you, which is from your perspective, right? What does harnessing technology for social and economic empowerment mean in practical terms? I should also mention that here at the Tech Convo, we try to explain things in ordinary language.
Yeah.
So it's something that is inclusive to an everyday person out there, something that everyone can listen to, and just so we promote technology in Zambia, and we get to do away with the bias that people have towards technology, that it's something that's complicated and it's hard to understand.
All right. So, as you mentioned, let me put it in a very simple terms. What is technology? It's just making our life easier and faster. Whatever a manual thing can take like few hours to take, technology makes that thing easy by automated the repetitive tasks like AI. We will talk about AI later as well. But uh, technology is simple, making your life easier so that humans can have extra time to do more productive work, basically, and removing the barriers and making impactful changes in the society. For example, just let me give you a simple example of digitization. Okay, so digitization is like when we are having a lot of manual work, manual paper, so there is a paper waste as well. So why don't we can digitize that whole system? Why we can bring them on online so that we can have analytical solutions so that we can make strategic decision out of it. But if you do this manually, don't you think it will take a lot of time
It takes
and efforts? So just to make the life easier and having the impactful and quick decisions, we do digitalization, digital innovation. So this is in the very layman term, and yeah.
Okay. That's a very interesting perspective and definition that you've given about technology. It brings me, it's brought up this question in my mind. Do you think technology has a downside? Because we're talking about digitization and how it's making life easier. Instead of cutting down trees, we're digitizing it, makes it easy for us to make decisions, informed decisions. We're also saving the universe, the earth. But do you think it has a downside to it?
Okay. Everything has a positive side and a bad side as well. So it's your dependent, like you want to be ethical or non-ethical. So even a human has a positive side and bad side, negative side as well. So it's better. That's why we put the rules and regulation and ethical knowledge in place so that people know we don't have to do this. We don't have to do that because this is a bad use of technology. So I won't say there is no bad use because we have heard about a lot of hackings happening, a lot of digital and finance leak happening through the technology. So I won't say completely 100% no, but we need to see the more positive side of the technology rather than downside. Downside is always there. It's all about how you protect yourself from that side.
I'm glad that we are talking to somebody who is working hand in hand with the Ministry of Science and Technology to bring about digitalization in Zambia. What do you think can be some challenges that we are facing as a country in terms of us adopting digital technologies within the country?
Yeah, I always talk about these gaps. But where there is a gap, there is an opportunity. Always remember. So, what I have observed is the infrastructure gap, which is the biggest gap that we have right now, and the quality data. Because technology always needs quality data. Even the AI models, they don't just produce results on their own. There is an input of data, data processing happens, they learn, and then they predict or give you output. So there's a data quality gap that I have observed. And then I have observed the digital barrier or digital exclusion.
Yes.
uh, Not too much, having a lot of like tech transfers in different universities. For example, if there is a bright student in a class who has developed something, all right, what next? So we need, that's what I always say, like we need to have tech transfer officers who can give them education about patent or ownership of that research that you are doing, and then connecting that person to actual industry where who are working like Probase, for example, so that we can give you direction. Okay, you have developed the step one. Now this is step two, and this is step three, and this is how you scale. So these are infrastructure, as I said, data quality, and the digital skills gap that I have found, the overall gaps in our society right now.
Okay, so I think those are interesting perspectives, and one point that I like is where you are talking about if there's somebody who is bright and you build something, then what's the next step after that? I think this is a question that we've been asking for a long time because even from days we were in high school, we used to have like students who were like in clubs like JETS and STEM clubs, and they would do projects, build things, and then it just ends from there. It just started just from there. So what do you think are some things that the nation and the government, even we can say independent and private companies, what can they do in order to empower young people who are innovative and very creative?
So let's divide it in two parts now. Now, one person is already innovative and they are developing things on their own, and they are like, let's say, 2 in 100. For example, the ratio is very low of those Newton people.
Yes.
All right, Newton group people. So for them, I will say like we need to invest in their tech transfers, patent and ownership, what they have already developed, and then give them a direction or industry exposure.
Yes.
Invest in their what they can do. Like I would suggest like startup investments,
Yes.
kind of fund that government can introduce for such kind of startups to give them the next step direction, where people can come in from the industry, like who can give them the direction. Okay, you have done this, now you have to, I think, develop in this side, so that because this is market demand.
Yes.
We talk about the market demand because we daily deal in the market, so we know what our client wants, and we can give you direction in that one. Now let's come to other people who are not Newton group. I would say like rather than having a bookish knowledge, like you are just reading, you are learning and then writing in the exam. I would prefer more practical knowledge. I think from the second year of bachelor's degree,
Yes.
only they should start having some industrial attachments where they actually learn about they want to learn SQL, or they want to learn Python or
Yeah.
AI or what, because what's running in the industry, they are not aware of that thing. So that is another thing, so that they can also get some interest, because sometimes all you need is getting out of getting on the other side of that wall.
Yes.
So I think that is we need to break the custom education model, I would say, and give people right now, the Gen Zs and the baby boomers, give them actual practical awareness. Because I think technology has gone to the next step.
Yes.
What about humans? We are still there. We are learning, reading books. I'm not saying I'm not against reading books, but I would say like practical implementation, because this is the gap that I have faced as well in my life.
So the human needs to evolve as well.
Evolve.
Okay. So one question. One second. So you mentioned organizations stepping in to sort of guide the people, or the we've given an example of students. So organizations stepping in to guide the people on the next steps or to take in developing their ideas and all that. What do you think local organizations, the government, and local organizations such as Probex, what have such organizations put in place currently that you know of? Some developments that you know of that you can say, okay, this is a step in the right direction that we're taking. It's for the betterment of not just the organization, but the public as well, the individual who wants to develop something.
So it's something called public-private partnerships that when I used to work for US8 for 8 years, we used to have 6 months internship program. So we used to pick for 6 months, and we used to give them awareness about business analysts, about UI UX designing, about usability designing, development, testing, and then implementation and deployment, so that they are aware. Maybe somebody is interested in not in development, they are interested in UI UX, look and feel, and how the user experience, they are more good in that. So I think we need to initiate this kind of programs, and there are multiple industry leaders who are ready to jump in and give them this kind of exposure, because this comes in under CSR as well. We have to do something, and we as a Probase, we have this kind of program for the internships attachment. If you have something, come in. We have R&D lab where you can come and see, and if you need some guidance,
Is it open to
you're
anyone?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, we have this program that goes every 6 months. You're welcome. You can drop your CV, whatever you have done, in the on the link, and you're very much welcome. So it's not about only for the Probase. Actually, it's everyone. None of the IT company will say no for the talent, and because this is the I think the gap we need to fill over here. That's what I told you, the digital gap,
Yes.
the skills gap. This is what we need to fill. And if government can take it out a bit of funding, as I say, we need to divide them in two groups.
Yes.
Number one, which is funded by maybe government for the quick startups, and actually they have an idea and the potential
Yes.
to scale. And then the second group, us country leaders can have a partnership with the private sector and see how they can collaborate so that these bright minds can have some direction.
Okay. So the question that I'd ask is, you've talked of the young people who are very much talented, they are very innovative. You grouped them as the Newton group of people. Yeah. So talking about the Newton groups of people, what sets apart an innovative idea that brings about a change in society, solves problems, or just you creating something? Because something that I've observed is that we speak of technology, we speak of digitalization, and in the process, people are just building systems for the sake of appearing to be technical. So you just want to show people that I'm a developer. This is what I do. So what sets apart real life-changing and innovative ideas that can empower society from those that are just simply digitizing something?
All right. So that's a very good question. And I always say necessity is the mother of invention. And for me, invention or innovation is really solving a problem. So whenever any idea comes in, I always ask, what is the problem you're solving?
Yes.
What is the problem you have really observed in in your surroundings that you are going to solve? And from there, I want to keep it simple. From there, once you get that it's valid and it's really solving the problem and it's better than the existing model,
Yes.
go for it. That's called innovation. So for me, this is the innovation. I will say, like I won't say like, for example, this YouTube.
Yes.
Uh, the problem statement was, I think, people were not able to get cross-border knowledge. What's happening in another country, I'm not able to get it. This was my problem. The necessity was the necessity case study, the need of knowledge.
Yes.
You understand? So this was the invention that has been done so that we can interact with people. We know what's happening in Zambia. We know what's happening in Japan, what's happening in India. So it's cross-border knowledge. So it solved the one problem. For me, it's an innovation. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. So we move on to the next question. I know you sort of answered this in the previous question that I asked, but how can governments and institutions ensure that technological adoption translates into real social outcomes? So speaking about outcomes and technology that matters, that brings about a good in the social economic sector there. But how can these organizations, the institutions, the government, translate how do they ensure that technological adoption translates into something that is tangible and is beneficial for the country?
All right. So let's divide this question into two parts. Number one, we have said real social outcomes. So for that one, we just don't invest that we are digitalizing. As I say, my question comes back to that answer. What is the real problem we are facing right now? For example, we, citizens of Zambia, do we have access to the policies and the grants and everything that is coming in from the government side? Do you know about this?
I think a lot of people are not really aware.
Not really aware.
Yeah.
So I can see two problem statements here. Number one is making them accessible and making them aware. So I think the first thing that we need to do is coming up with a nice e-citizen portal where people can log in and see what's in benefit in for them as a government they are doing. Like, you understand? Now, awareness comes from these kind of platforms like you, and there are different forms of awareness campaigns. We can have offline workshops to make them aware. Once they know, it's a word of mouth.
Yes.
If something is happening in your favor and your benefit, you will definitely look into it. Exactly. So meaningful innovation. I always say meaningful innovation, not like, oh, I have done this. This is doing this. No. What is the social impact it's making? Is it adding up to your economic development? Is it adding up to your literacy rates? So what's happening? What is the change impact? Because at the end of the day, country is looked how educated people are, how not innovative, how educated people are,
Yes.
and how much they are aware of something happening outside, and how much happy they are. So I think for me, the problem statement over here is making citizens happy. Then sometimes there is a one more mistake that we do, and I have seen this role skipped a lot of times, which is UI UX. Maybe I have created something. I'm a technical person.
I was coming to that.
Yeah, I'm a technical person. I will understand. It's very easy for me to. I know the next step should be click here, click here, click here.
Yes.
But what about a person
Who's using the
who is using, who is the end user? Maybe maybe a lady who has never touched a phone. So I always say, like, have your feedbacks from your client to give them UI UX. UI is user interface. Your user interface should always be very simple and very obvious. It should not be too much complex. Number two is user experience. My always question is, do you know what's the next step? Where to click? So for me, this is also another thing that we always skip. I've seen this role skipped a lot of time, but I'm trying to improve on that.
I was also coming to ask you, like, what's your... It's something that we dwell on a lot here at Tech Convo Podcast because we've noticed this as a gap here in Zambia. well, as I'm not sure about, but with our local I'll say technology products,
Yeah.
the UI interface is just not so. It's
Interactive.
it's not interactive. You try to do something. It's as you said. You need to know the next step without someone having to tell you,
Yes.
Yeah.
and you having to remember where next to go. So we've noticed this as sort of like a gap. So I just wanted to get your perspective. You being a person that has worked for different organizations, and you being also intertwined in such processes. What do you think? Where do you think Zambia is at? And are we? Is it? Will it get? Is it getting better compared to maybe when you first interacted, maybe with the first Zambian product or the local products? Let me not say Zambian, but the local products. Yeah.
I see a huge gap there.
Yes.
And the role it completely missing. We don't give value to that role. For me, it's a very important. So wherever I go, I do the capacity building and I include this role over there. I just ask, I don't even have to try to convince them. You know what I say? You as a person, maybe you're not a developer, you are not business, you are not from the IT field, let's say. But if I tell you, I want this to be made or this to be developed, is it easy to do? Like, you will understand much better than this, or I give you 20 pages of document. I want the product should be rectangular in shape. It should have a screensaver. This is acceptance criteria. It should have these kind of functions. But I think with the UI UX, if I just tell you do this, and there is one thing called usability testing, which is interactive testing where people can touch and see like how the app will, the workflow, how it will be.
Yes.
What do you think will be easy for you?
It's obviously
What
the
you see.
actual product, what you see.
What you see, what is what you make. So I always tell developers, so they always, it's very easy to put a blame on a developer. This guy doesn't know developing and they have not developed it. But imagine you are sending him, the BA analyst is sending 20 pages of document to the developer. What do you want a developer to do? So in that middle between a business analyst and a development, there is a role called solution architecture and UI UX. Solution architecture will tell you the system dependencies and technical dependencies, where developer will know, oh, I need to have these prerequisites before I start developing. I need to have a firewall. I need to have a server with this features or parameters. Second is UI UX person, whose duty is to convert that BA document in workflow diagrams and take it to the client so that they can understand and sign off. Then the development starts. I don't think many of the solutions are failing
Yes.
because of such gaps. So we need to fill that gap.
Definitely.
I hope you will help me in this.
Definitely. So,
So every IC company should have a UI UX designer.
And I don't know, maybe it's an issue of economy. Like from what you've said, the big gap there is a lot of people who build systems lack teams. So you'd find that somebody is very good with the programming, handling the backend, but they're not good with the UI or the UX design. But then because they've got simple knowledge of the UI part, they want to do it themselves. So maybe sometimes it's because of economics or what, but I'm talking much about, let's say, innovative people. So like we were talking about young people who are innovative, they're able to build. Most of them like a team to work with. And that's the reason why you'd find that the UI and UX doesn't really work well. But maybe the system was good on its own, and in the process, it ends up failing.
Exactly. That is because of lack of these type of roles.
Yes.
We skip them, and those you will develop a product, but I can guarantee you those products are not sustainable and scalable, because you have if you have started developing, you lost what can be the technical dependencies on there. So for example, if we had third party dependencies integrating with MNOs, what if MNOs doesn't want to integrate with you?
that's a problem.
And you have developed the system and now you are blocked, you have a blocker over here that MNOs are not, doesn't want to integrate with you because they find like you are not safe. for transactions.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you cannot make transactions if you don't have PCI DSS certification. So these are the study that happens in these three. Once this is fixed, you see, let me put it in small, like very simple way. Whenever you build a building, what is the first thing you do? Build a foundation.
Foundation.
If a foundation is not strong, the building will.
Plus. Yeah.
So consider it as foundation.
It's a very essential part of the development process. I think it's overlooked a lot.
Allah.
A lot.
What foundational elements must be put in place for digital transformation to result in intangible economic opportunities rather than just access?
There's a lot, as I have mentioned. The infrastructure. You need, if I need to, let's say if I have a product, but if I have no infrastructure, it's not scalable. My idea will die there. Maybe it will just work for Lusaka. What about Chipata?
Yes.
Kitwe is still within the range. What happened Chipata? Or, all this. So digital infrastructure needs to be very strong. Sometimes, like if you have observed, you have good connectivity over here. But once you step out, connectivity is gone. So let's say if a person is doing transaction, it's gone.
It's gone.
Yes.
Then I said about the skill set, literacy, and I think there are a lot of things in this digital world. So development, I think we have just tied innovation with the development or a developer.
Yes.
We need to come out of it. There are a lot of other roles and opportunities, as I mentioned, the UI UX part as well,
Yeah.
that we need to really look in. Everybody cannot be a developer, but they are good in other parts.
Yes.
Then I would say we need framework. We need policies and regulations. For example, let me ask. Okay, let me change the rules over here.
Yes.
Do you know how much AI and what are your limits to use AI?
What are the limits to using AI?
Yes, if you're developing a solution for a company, let's
Yes.
say, what are your limits to use AI? What you cannot do?
So I think here now we are talking of ethics that we need to follow and
No, but do you know
Um.
what are the rules of Zambia?
Okay. For instance, maybe using people's data, private data.
So you see, there's digital literacy. It's a little bit.
It's a big one.
We don't have policies as yet.
Oh.
Yeah. Now you know.
So is that big enough?
Yeah. So that's why big keeping in mind the infrastructure and everything, we need policies, ethical guidelines. Even if you want to play a music in any shop in a mall, you need a Zamcops license.
Yes.
Are the companies who are using AI, do they have AI license? Because where the data is going. My question always say, where the data is going. Our data is going somewhere else. We already know about it.
Yes.
Why DeepSeek has taken birth? Because of ChatGPT.
Yes.
China developed DeepSeek. Because why? You know what the question was? They want to keep the data.
Yes, definitely.
They don't want people to put their data on some
Another
another country.
outdoor.
Yes,
Some
because you cannot stop people asking questions to AI, which should not be there.
Yes.
So I will say policy guidelines, framework, and ethical guidelines of how to use AI, do and don'ts.
Yes.
Simple. So, and my last is I really want to see more investment, as I mentioned, already like a pre-seed funding of already developed idea, which has the potential to scale and to help actual social problems. Yes, economic growth is very important for me. And also at the same time, which invest in person who has the potential to make some changes. So invest in a project, invest in a person. So
Invest in the UI, the UX designer.
So talking about policies, I think I would just ask, do you think policies somehow hinder people from developing and building innovative ideas. There's somebody that I heard. I think it was on another podcast. They were talking about there's this system that they're using in Rwanda for delivery of medical requirements. So they use like drones to deliver those. So this person said he had brought in the idea and suggestion that he wants to implement that in Zambia.
All right.
And then because of the policies around aviation, he wasn't given a license to operate drones and deliver. So since we talked about policies, do you think policies are an hindrance to progress?
Not really. Policies are made keeping in mind what we can actually, how can I put it that way? What we can actually handle in terms of crisis.
Yes.
Policies are put in place like that. So, for example, okay, if there's an epidemic, COVID, okay, let me put it that way.
Yes.
Okay, COVID came in, everybody knows. Okay, policies has been put in life. We need to have social distance. We need to put mask and this. Do you think those are hindrance? Because we don't have the capability as of now to handle a lot of cases of COVID in our hospitals.
Yes.
So I think, and policies are not something which is written and stayed there forever. They all, yes, they evolve as the country evolves. They need to be revisited and rephrased and yet recommunicated to people.
Yes.
So they also, enhance according to the time.
Okay. So moving on to the next, let's talk about AI
All right.
for now. What was the last question? You did, that was question 6 here.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll dwell on AI a bit. So how can institutions balance innovation with ethics? It's a bit similar to what we've covered.
Yeah.
Security and inclusion when implementing AI-driven systems.
Okay. All right. So that's my favorite part we have come now.
AI, your specialty.
Yes. So strong AI, I would say the governance. My main in this AI strategy is to come with, for me, number one is giving right education.
Yes.
Okay. So right now I say like half knowledge is dangerous and no knowledge is dangerous as well. So we need to give people an idea, basic idea, what is AI, because right now it's a buzzword, and for some people it's a witch word. Oh my God, how can I use AI? What will happen? They know, he knows me. Oh my God, everybody knows me. You understand? So we need to bust these kind of myths that AI is something to fear of. It has been developed by a person and by people for their, so that they can do more productive work.
Yes.
We can automate repetitive tasks. So putting the governance around it, telling people what to do, what not to do is number one thing, even for the companies. Because a lot of companies handle a lot of sensitive data,
Yeah.
financial data that if you don't tell them what to use, what not to use, it can be a danger.
Dangerous,
It's
yeah.
dangerous. Another thing, same thing, data protection. As I given you the example of China developing DeepSeek. Maybe someone is putting data that is sensitive on our ChatGPT.
Yes.
So I think before implementing that, there should be a filter at Zambia
Yes.
that some of the data cannot be shared with US or ChatGPT owner. For example, there should be a filter layer.
Yes.
So as it stands right now, we do not have something in those lines, do we?
No, we don't have it.
Okay.
As of now, my knowledge, we don't have it. There is no filter.
So do you suggest then that we develop in a similar way because of security, develop something that is, I know it's a drag on the economic side, but for security's sake, do you think it's something that we should look into? Or
For now.
begin to look into right away? I know it's overlooked because the obvious is thinking, okay, we already have ChatGPT, we already have DeepSeek, we already have Grok. It's impossible. Zambia is just a developing country. But do you think personally that it's something that needs to be looked at and we need to sort of develop sort of system of our own where we're able to keep our own data and not let in external AI systems or.
Definitely. I think that's the way to go. So, in my understanding, developing a chat GPT on our own is going to be the second step. But for now, just to protect our data, I suggest like government to put a filter layer.
Yes.
Maybe if for example, if the data is going from ZNDC server,
Yes.
we can put a filter layer over there that this type of data, like if someone is talking about finance or like those words,
Sensitive.
keywords, let me put it that way, that data should be stopped, scrutinized, and should not be shared or should not be transferred
Yes.
to other server.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I still get what they're prompting it for. For instance, if I'm putting out my information that is sensitive for me to get sort of sensitive, for me to get a result, I still get the result, but my data is just not shared with external.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
It-
So
Yeah.
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 Yeah, yeah,
So I get your point, and it's what even other countries are doing. I think what you are talking about is something that I've also been thinking about for a long time. Means here we don't have, like you said, the filter. So even people who operate like social media, AI, they are not really, they don't have constraints to like boundaries to what they can do or not. But if you look at other countries like China, for instance, to give an example, even the United States, like even on just social media, just TikTok, they had to tell China to sell it to Americans so that they can have control of the data, even as people are sharing information. So we need that even here in Zambia. And it's something that we need
True.
to look up to.
You can see the innovation revolution is going on. And in innovation revolution, understand data is the king.
Yes.
Whoever has the data is the king.
Yes.
So that's my suggestion, I think. And in the meantime, we are having this, we are protecting it. Okay. So basically, like if you are in a home, okay, you are sitting in a breeze, nights, rain is happening. You want natural wind to come in. Okay. But with winds, you have flies, you have this. So what you do? You put that mesh
Yes.
over there. So you are getting your output. The flies are not coming, but you are getting your nice wind. So that is what I wanted to say in short, basically. So that's because you told me to speak in a very
Yeah, yes,
So I'm
I
trying-
might understand, but maybe for the sake of someone that's
exactly.
watching out.
So we just want to put that mesh.
Mm.
We are getting our output, what we want. We are satisfied, and at the same time, we are protecting ourselves as well. And in the meantime, we are doing this. We can bring on these innovative Newton group people and also other Newton potential people as well to come and bring, come up with something similar to ChatGPT. I won't say it took a lot of years to build a ChatGPT.
Yes.
I won't expect something to be done in a year, but at least a bit of close to it so that we can have our own data stayed in our country. So, yeah.
And also for inclusion, we can build something that can be used in local languages. I think I've seen Ubuntu AI doing a research around that, where they want to like see how they can make AI speak our language. And that would even involve people like in far places like the villages, those people that can't really speak English the way people in cities can speak.
Yeah, that will be the great revolution, as I said. Like, if you want to come up on economic side, you need to include the health sector, you need to include the medicine sector, you need to work on agriculture sector, you want to work on private sector, you want to work on mining sector. Once, what my thinking is, we need the one that I was talking about, the citizen portal.
Yes.
They should have like one system that is attached to all these industries, giving the data over there and giving the strategic reporting about in which sector we need to work on or which sector is moving that we need to invest more on or bring the investors in that particular sector. So it can make changes actually.
Very much. Just to move on, I want you to talk about yourself a bit. So moving from the general conversation
Yes.
to just yourself. But before I go on there, AI. Do you think it's obviously something that we cannot avoid now? When it was coming, it was all a buzz, and then people were like, it's not here to stay, and then others were like, it's definitely here to stay. It's clear now. But from your perspective, what are some of the things that an individual can do to sort of not be totally reliant on AI? Because we do not want people sending, say, an email just entirely
Got it.
just quoted on that, and then you see where I'm getting with this.
Yes.
Just total dependency on AI will sort of create a place where you're not able to think for yourself.
Zombies?
Nah, that's not really. Must really. Let's talk about robots. But no. Zombies is better. Yeah, because then but where you're not able to think for yourself, and you're just absolutely reliant on AI. In the creative agency, I am in the creative agency. We use AI. Yes, there we can say it's applicable, and then but then in the education sector, where you sort of need to be bright, how do you then integrate it without you being absolutely reliant on it? This is
I got your question. Okay. So that is the downside of technology, what I was talking about. So AI is here for our comfort, to make our life easy,
Yes.
but not lazy.
yeah.
All right. So, as an individual, it's very hard. Like, for example, if a person is using AI for simple email writing as well, you can yourself observe the vocabulary is diminishing. There is no dictionary. There is nothing. You won't even think, even like if you need to write just one sentence, like just want to follow up on the last conversation we had, we say rephrase. Rephrase it. So I think this is something ethical use of AI. It comes under ethical use of AI that we need. That's what I'm telling you. We need to tell people how much it to use and how much it not to use. For example, so yeah,
Do you think international organizations or the people that come up with these organizations are deliberate about this? I don't think so personally, because when they're marketing their products, obviously all they'll say is it makes life easy for you. They'll not come up to you and say, okay, but you just need to keep yourself in check and keep reading, just keep your vocabulary in check. Don't talk about that side. All they'll say is this will make it easy for you. And so we ride on that. And then 5 years down the line, you find you do not have any English in you. All you know how to do is prompt.
what you have studied.
Yeah. And then when you take that away from you, if the computer dies and you're not able to prompt, you do not have internet, what then happens?
Then
Yeah.
it's come in place.
Gives him place and never going back again.
Exactly. So that's why it's a very thin line
Yes.
between use
And
of
dependence.
exactly use and dependence. Thank you for that. So it's you. I think we can do it on a government level as well, but that will be turned into dictatorship.
Yes.
Maybe someone really needs. So let's say you're talking about, I think, yourself and people who knows English very well. But I think if you put this the same thing, the same case for a person who is still learning how to be professional, who has stepped into the professional world right now, who doesn't know too much of English right now, and they want to learn, for them it's a use case.
Definitely.
You understand my point? Now, that is useful use of technology. What you are talking about, it dependence of technology. You want to make your vocabulary die yourself by your own will.
Yes.
So I think it's a moral and more ethical by person. It's a per person case. So, and for your thing about assignments, so that was a big concern. So what they have developed is, understand here now, it's a very interesting thing. So chat GPT, so let's say if I want to learn about any use case, all right, assignment that I'm working on, all right, if I just have one book, so I will read only what that author has written
Yes.
or what he wants me to read. But if I'm using ethical use of AI, I will put it in prompt, tell me more about this. So if you have seen, whenever you put a prompt, there are different sources
Yes.
icon up there, and you can see different perspective of the same thing. Because what I'm telling you is my perspective.
Yes.
What is in the book is author's perspective. But ChatGPT is used to do your assignments with different perspectives. What you think after reading from different sources, what you think, now write it. But people start misusing it. Answer me this.
Just give
Write for me 100 in 200 words.
Use this, and this, and
Yes.
give you one compound.
So now, here I call it as a awareness gap. A gap, sorry. There is no awareness.
Yes.
There is no, I didn't tell you how to use AI, how to use ChatGPT, what it needs to be used for. Because you used it for your own comfort. Because humans are like that.
Yeah, definitely.
We are made like that. We do what is easy for us and what works for us. So there is a information and awareness gap over here. But if you see it from my angle, I don't want to read just from one book. I want different informations because we don't even know what
That one person was correct.
was correct because it's his perspective. What about 10 more perspectives? And then I do the conclusion on that. So think like that. So we maybe through this podcast, guys, stop doing your assignments. From that, please have learn more about it and from different sources.
yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
ChatGPT is not for the assignments; it's for the knowledge and information from different platforms. So it's making your life easy. You do Google and then open each link. It's just giving you a summary in one paragraph of those different links.
And-
So
And you can even click on the links if you want more information.
yes, exactly. If you want
There
more
for-
good deep,
yeah.
yeah.
I think that's an interesting perspective.
Yeah, thank you so much for pointing that out. I think it really, because there's sort of been a knowledge gap on that with the students, and they have been. I am a student, so
You can relate to it.
I can relate to it. I can definitely relate to it. So thank you for pointing that out for that one person who is out there listening. At least they're now able to know that they develop themselves more when they actually use it as a tool as opposed to using it as a tool for their comfort. Yeah. 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 So on to the next and then you can take up the next one, James. So could you share examples of technology driven projects that you I did say we're moving to you. So technology driven projects that you've seen create meaningful social and economic impact. Projects that you have been on.
Yes, a lot actually. Yes, a lot. So we did develop the National Health System, what ESCMIS, which is funded by USAID back then. So that was a more impactful where we can see the drugs coming in from different countries and how they are being utilized. Like, for example, the use case was quickly the drugs, like the new slot come in, they used to put the old stock at the back and put the new stock in the front. But with the use, yes, with the
Infrastructure.
exactly. So that helped a lot of not not using the efficiently. So another project was, if you know about the Zampe, the national GSP. So that was very interesting project that I worked on. It makes our life easier. We have more than 300 services of government services on portal where you can. So that helped in a lot in financial leaks, and which less financial leaks, more economic growth. And we came to know about like the revenue generation from each ministry and what's happening, so that government can take the financial decisions from that. So that was another project. And with Smart Pay, I have done a lot of projects like Smart Pay,
Yeah.
which is another
Smart
Smart Pay itself. And there are a lot actually. There are a lot. So I think every technology innovation leads to economic growth because once it is digitalized, you have more man hours out of it, and those can be used for more productivity, more innovative ideas. So every innovation, I think, if it is done correctly, mark the words, if it is done correctly, if it is done ethically, if it is done by the process, if it is done for the cause, it will lead to success. So, but you have to check all these things.
Yeah. So thank you for make us an interesting point to dwell on just briefly. People say technology, or back then, because we're then, during industrialization, when we talk about development or technology, it was okay moving from maybe a person using a pen to write to typing. It's faster. It's other than instead of using horses or whatever, we now use just emails to send messages. So now that they're saying that was good, there's this thing out there where people would say that was good, but then now it's getting to the point where it's taking away people's jobs. That's what people say. But then from your perspective, you point out that if it's done right, it brings about an opportunity for even better ideas. So that calls for people being deliberate about thinking outside the box and not really being dependent on what's already been laid out. Yeah.
I just want to comment on that one. So there's a big myth going around that AI will take over jobs, right? So I always say AI will not take your job, but someone who knows AI will take your job. So it's all about evolution. So what you're talking about, like people used to write, and now it has been converted to typing. It has been converted to now emails, this and that. Like, okay. So this is evolution. But do you know? Have you heard about a profession called calligraphy? Where
I know
people
calligraphy.
write,
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, we were so good at that when everyone was writing. But now it has become a specialization. Like people literally send their wedding cards to these calligraphers to write invitations and all that stuff. You understand my point? So I think nothing will replace what was already there. All right. So as I say, it just come to make our life easier, so that you have. So for example, if I tell you to do most of the work, manually, all right, but you want a bit of extra time to think strategically. You have something in your mind that can change, that can bring change, but because of your financial condition, often because of your responsibilities, you have to work, correct, manually.
Correct. Yes.
So if I put that, I will increase the production. If I automate everything, I'll increase the production. I'll save your time, and I can use your talent somewhere else as well. So it's all about making the life easier. I always see technology. If it is not making my life easy, I don't want it.
Okay.
So, and also, I just want to comment one more thing. You said the vocabulary thing, right? Have you forgotten how to write by hand, handwrite?
It's still there.
Still there, right? So I think that answers your question. You will still know if everything goes down how to write an email. So don't worry about that.
That's a good one.
Okay, I think that's good on people who already were using handwritten. And then when now, what about a whole generation that is coming into a different world
10 years.
where that
Someone is-
doesn't exist anymore? The only thing they know is how to type and use the computer. So how about those? I think those will lose it.
I think this typing evolution it was long back,
Yes.
if I'm not wrong. We still have those art people remained.
Yes.
Has AI replaced like natural art?
No.
People do say there's been a depreciation in the value of actual art since
No.
AI came in.
No, my dear.
And how this is according to the public, not me.
Okay.
I would say I'll put in hours into a painting, and then AI, because of it's been fade data, so it gets the picture processes and it makes something different with my style, my line of thinking, and still consider it art.
I have question for that. Can AI replace my creativity?
Definitely not.
Right. So still we have this gaps over AI, that it will just generate those photos according to your description, the prompt that you will put in. But when a person develops or makes something, it comes with creativity. You understand? It comes with changes. It doesn't go as the instructions that you have put in AI. You understand my point? So, for example, if It's a this setup is done by let's say robot. Okay, you will get this,
Yes.
but you will not get anything one thing extra over here. But if it is done by a human who is creative,
They can add something.
they can add something to make this more beautiful, to make something really nice. You understand my point?
And some balloon.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. They will say, no, this color is not, maybe next time we will change this thing, this color. But robot will not think this way. They will just do as the instruction that has been put in there. So creativity and empathy.
Yeah.
A nurse, if you are literally in die situation,
Yeah.
they say, no, 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 everything will be okay. Those even words are enough for you to gather your courage and fight against it. But do you think the robot who can do that? And you won't even you won't feel a connection even.
Yeah, and the emotional side, so it also is key because the example you're giving about, oh, okay, maybe we'll put balloons here next, and then maybe we'll change the color. It's how you're actually feeling, and then the robot will not feel that.
You will progress. You will see how I can do better next time. Robot doesn't have that kind of feelings right now. And there is no way coming in at least for 10 years that they will replace this thing. Your creativity, your empathy, and your progressive thoughts are the way that they cannot come over us.
So right now, people shouldn't even be scared because
No.
even with, I think AI now is coming in as something to help and not something to take over completely. And that's a notion that people need to have because some people think, okay, so you are telling me there are software, that AI systems that I can use to code. Then I'll be just writing prompts. It's not all about that. You also need to put in your input so that it's just helping you in the end.
Yeah, but we have threats. You had heard about the threats of using AI codes. There are some SQL injections over there.
Yes.
So we need to have a code review everything, and to have the code review, we need to understand the code.
Yes.
So at the end, we are going back to that developing code.
Yes.
So it's helping you to develop a code, but still it needs human intervention
For
to
security.
remove the biasness of AI systems.
Okay. What's it says on vibe coding? So people who
Yeah.
can code using AI. So
Mhm.
mention the ready side of things. Someone say who's born 10 years from now, who wants to be found in the space, the technology space. They take up the route of vibe coding, where they create websites, they develop systems using AI. Um, do you think it would be as good for them as it is for maybe a person that knows that has a backstory with, the actual development process?
All right. So that's a very good question. I'm not against it because at the end of the day, but I have some condition and parameters that I want to put in place. Whatever the software that are using, it should be ethical.
Yeah.
I again put it should be under the governance.
Yeah.
It should be, it's not having SQL injections like where the sending the data somewhere else or whatever. So first of all, the system that you are using should be governed, ethical, and they have the guidelines. Okay, and they should be an audit on the system. Again, frequent audits on the system that it has not been, touched by someone who can make biasness in the system. So this is about the software development side. Okay. Then, if I talk about the code that is coming out of it, again, I have put already the human intervention over there, the code review, code audit, and checking if it's not having any kind of bad coding about, like, passing the information somewhere else. So you need to be very particular on these things. Only then, yes, you can use it because it's giving you more time hours or productivity for you to learn something else. You understand? For example, let me put it that way. If our grandfathers, you understand, they used to mix the sand and everything by hand. If I tell you today to do that, will you do it? By hand, not manually everything. You know, the sand that is mixed with the cement and everything. Will you do it? What? No, you should not. How can you forget that thing? So it's there to make our life easier.
Yeah.
So 100 line of codes. We don't have to worry about the quality of code. So if it's writing it and then you are having your own creativity in it, put it as a base code. But your creativity, your human intervention, your what I can say, your feedback will make it unique.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and that's interesting, and the whole conversation has really been great. And I would just love to ask one more question. What's one key message that you're going to leave our audience with today about using technology responsibly to drive growth and inclusivity?
All right. So always remember, technology is an enabler. It's not something that is going to take your job. It's developed by us, it's created by us, and it can be destroyed by us. So, when God created people, He created both good people, bad people. So, same way, technology will always be there. Good use, bad use. It's your decision to make. You should have good sense how to use technology because it's just an enabler. It is there to make your life easier, not lazy. So you need to understand this very thin line between and always keep up to date what's happening, where the government is, it's progressing. What can you bring on the table for the economic growth? And check in your universities and with the public institutions if they are running any kind of internship or attachment programs where you can have exposure to real world.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us on the Tech Convo Podcast. We appreciate, and we hope that you are going to leave messages and comments in our comment section. To Dr. Gupta, thank you very much for joining us on the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And
thank you so
it was very informative.
very much. Reflect.
Eye-opener.
Yeah, very much. I've learned a lot personally.
Yes.
Not to use AI in your essays at school.
All right. So thank you very much for joining us. From me, James, Sai, and Dr. Gupta, we say bye.
Bye.